Hello everyone, welcome back to our Git Essential series. My name is dheerajchoudhary, and in our last video we had installed Git on your local machines. So today we are going to configure Git with your personal information and connect it to GitHub. This is a one-time setup that tells you that tells Git who you are, and so every change you make is properly attributed towards your provided information. So let's get started by uh, understanding what is the need to configure a Git. So Git needs to know who is making changes to the code in order to track accountability and create a record of contributions. Your name and email are attached to every commit you make, like signing your work. This creates a paper trail and allows for collaboration and tracking in team projects. Configuring your Git settings with your name and email is a required first step before you start using Git effectively. So before we go ahead and configure your name, let's understand the difference between global and local configuration. So global configuration applies to all repositories on your computer. This is where you would typically set your name and email. So when you're going to use hyphen hyphen global keyword, it is going to use your default name and email address for all the Git repositories that you have made by default. So global settings are stored in your home directory, and this is the configuration you will use most of the time. Now, what is local configuration? Local configuration, on the other hand, only applies to your current repositories you are working in, and local settings override the global settings so you can have different configuration for different projects. So if you want to have project based credentials, for example, for global credential you have abc@gmail.com. Now for a specific project you want xyz@gmail.com, so you can configure them accordingly. So when you want to change, local will automatically override the global one. Now we will cover the first most important step of setting up your identity for your Git. So the key things we need to do are set our name and email addresses, which Git will use to attribute our commits, whatever we are making. So for doing that, first we are going to run the command git config global username to set our name. Then we will run the command git config global user email to configure our email addresses. And finally, we will verify our configuration by running git config dash dash list to see that all the settings that we have provided to Git has been stored properly or not for us. And having our identity properly set up is really crucial, as it ensures our contributions are properly attributed and it is not missed. So for doing that, what we are going to do is we are going to jump to our terminal. So our last command was git version, which showed the Git that we have installed. Our next command is going to be configuring our username. So to do that, what you will have to do is you have to type git config dash dash global user dot name, and in double quotes you have to give your name. So I am giving my name as Dheeraj Choudhary, and I will hit on enter, and it is completed successfully. Now I'm just going to use the same command, and I will modify that from user name to user email, and again in double quotes I'm going to provide my email ID. So once I do that, I am again going to hit on enter, and my global user email is also set for my Git. Now to verify if it has been actually set properly, I'm going to use git config hyphen hyphen list. It is going to show all the Git information that Git has available for me. It might be more information for me because I am been using it for the long time, but the main that you have to actually look forward for is the username and the user email. So that is how we have gone ahead and configured our identity for Git. Next, we are going to first understand what is GitHub. In our previous video we discussed, but let's have a refresher. So GitHub is a website that host your Git repositories online instead of having it on your local machines. So think of it as a Google Drive for your code, a place to store and collaborate on your coding projects. It allows you to work with developers worldwide on shared projects. GitHub is a great way to showcase your coding projects and build a portfolio. It offers free public and private repositories so you can host your code for free. GitHub is owned by Microsoft, as you all know, and is trusted by millions of developers. Now, it's time for us. If you have not created your GitHub account, you can go ahead, follow along the steps, and create your GitHub account. So for doing that, what you will have to do is first you will have to go to github.com. Let's jump on the screen and over here search for GitHub. Once you click on this, you can click on this and this opens your github.com. Once your github.com is opened, the next step that you will have to do is you can click on sign up. And once you sign up, you have to select your country over here and you have to provide all the information. So you will provide your email address and password and you will choose a username. Okay. Now, while you're choosing a username, this is going to be visible to your potential employers and collaborators. So something like my name is Dheeraj-Choudhary or Dheeraj Choudhary works well. Avoid random numbers or unprofessional names because this is the repo that you're going to use for a long time and maybe this might be your developer portfolio too. Now, once you provide your email address and password and choose a username, it is going to ask you to verify your email address. So it is going to send you a verification email. Make sure you click on the link and verify yourself. Once you do that, you are done. Your sign up is going to be completed. And once you are inside GitHub, you can go ahead and select the free plan for yourself. Now, coming next, let's understand what are SSH keys. So SSH key provide a secure way to connect your local machine to GitHub. They act like digital keys that provides your identity more secure than typing a password every time. The public key is shared with GitHub while the private key is kept secret on your computer. This is a one-time setup process after which the SSH keys work automatically without needing to enter a password for you every time. So let's generate our SSH key. So to do that, what you will have to do is you can go back to your terminal. I'll just clear this. So once you are in your terminal, you have to go ahead and you have to run this command, that is SSH keygen. Once you run this command, you have to make sure that the email address that we used to create our GitHub account, we have to use the same email address over here. Once you use that, once you hit on enter, it is going to go ahead and create a key for you. And that key is going to be stored in your SSH folder. So for Windows, it is going to be this path, and for Mac, it is going to be this path. So once you create that, you have to check it accordingly. So let me go ahead and run the specific command for you. So once you type your command, you have to just go ahead and hit on enter. Once you hit on enter, it is going to ask you that enter a file in which you want to save. So by default, it has given a path where it is going to save. But if you want, you can change it. I don't want to change. So I'm just going to click on enter. It has gone ahead and use it. Now it will then ask you for a paraphrase. So this is an extra layer of security. If you want, you can add it, but we are going to skip that too by hitting on enter. Once you do that, so it is again going to ask us to use the same paraphrase. We have used nothing and our key has been generated successfully. So once our key has been generated successfully, what I can do is I can take you to the path and I can show you what kind of key has been generated for me. So over here, you can see just few minutes before this file has been generated for me. So this is the public key and this is the private key. As we discussed, it is going to create two keys for us. That is a public key and the private key. So once that is done, what's next? So next we are going to add this SSH key to our GitHub account. So now you understood where your file has been saved. So the public key that you have over here, we are going to use that public key. We are going to copy that public key, and then we are going to go inside GitHub, and over there we are going to add our SSH key. Now let me go ahead and take you to the GitHub console. Now the first step that you need to do is go to the folder where your key is present, right click on it and open that into Notepad. Once you open that into Notepad, there would be a content inside that file. You have to copy that content. Once you copy, then go ahead and log into your GitHub account. Once you're inside your GitHub account, you have to go to your image on the corner, click on it, and it will show you settings over here. Once you click on settings, you will be on this page, and over here you have to click on SSH and GPG keys. Once you are here, then click on new SSH key, and over here you can provide the name of the key, because for example, suppose if you have 3 laptops, you might have 3 keys, right, associated. So I might say my Windows laptop, okay, and over here I'm just going to go ahead and paste the key that I have, not the key, that is the public key that is available, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste it over here. Once I paste, I will click on add SSH key, and my SSH key has been added successfully. So it is added with the name Windows laptop, and this is my SSH keys, which is having an permission of read and write onto my GitHub account. Now, once you do that, what we have to do next? Next, we are going to go ahead and we are going to test whether our SSH connection from our local machine to our GitHub has been established successfully. So for doing that, what we have to do is we have to go ahead and jump to our terminal. I will just clear the screen. Once I clear the screen, what we have to do next is we have to go ahead and type the command, that is SSH -t and git @github.com, and I will hit on enter. And once I hit on enter, see what it says. Hi Dheeraj Choudhary, you have been successfully authenticated, but GitHub does not provide a shell access. Okay, so it is not providing a shell access, but at least our connection has been successfully established, because see, it is showing over here the username of our GitHub profile. Okay, so maybe I am not having the shell access. You can go ahead and configure the further permissions for your SSH keys by updating your keys over here and making the changes based on the access that you want to your specific account. So once that is done, what is next that we have to do is, so with this we wrap up our session, where what we have done is we have actually gone ahead and cleared all the foundation setup for your identity, and we have also connected your account to GitHub. So if you enjoyed this video, want to keep learning step by step, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the upcoming tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.